friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. For today's video, we are going to be writing out the budget for my husband's fourth paycheck in October. We're going to be wrapping up October. I'm so excited to be finishing up this month, hopefully on a high note. We'll see how it goes, but I'm going to be writing in my budget. We're going to stuff my cash envelopes and my sinking funds and just kind of get everything set and situated for October week 4. So if you'd like to see my process, how I do that, you can just keep right on watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe so that you never miss a video. I post new budgeting and lifestyle content here on my channel every week. I'd love to have you come back for more videos in the future. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this paycheck budget. Alright, so the very first thing that I need to do is fill in my checking section. I use the checking section to keep track of all of the money that's going to stay in my bank account and be allocated out for things like bills or anything that I use my debit card for. I had a couple of bills in my last week's paycheck budget that did not come out of my account. They're automatic payments and they just haven't cleared yet, so I need to make sure that I account for them this week, since likely they will come out this week versus last week. So you can see my last week's budget here. I had car insurance and motorcycle insurance that both have not yet cleared. So those are the first things I'm going to write in. And the money is already sitting in my account from last week, just kind of waiting, but I want to make sure I allocate it here so I don't think that I have more money than I actually do, right? So we budgeted $180 for car insurance, $25 for motorcycle insurance. Hopefully both of those things will come out nice and early this week. So the other bills then that I need to account for, I need to glance at my calendar here. We have quite a few. So we're just kind of wrapping up the end of the month and kind of starting out for the beginning of the month. Because my husband is paid every week and we do a paycheck budget, this income that we earn on the 26th of October, which is my husband's fourth paycheck date, by the way, if I didn't mention, is going to take us through the end of October, and it's also going to pay these first few bills in November, since we don't get another paycheck until November 2nd, and these bills are due on November 1st. So let's go ahead then and write this in. So we have, what I actually did last week was I transposed these. The one I paid last week was Chase, and the one I need to pay this week is First Merchants Bank. It's fine. I'm going to confuse myself when I look at my stickers, but either way, First Merchants Bank. This is a credit card, and I have to pay a minimum payment on the card. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be, so I'm just going to budget $100. I know it's going to be less than that, but I want to make sure I'm covered. So I'm going to budget $100, and then we'll see what it actually is. I'm still waiting for the statement for that credit card to come out. So that I'm going to pay this week. And then we have our lot rent. My husband and I own our home. It's a mobile home, little single wide here, but we rent the lot that it's on, and we're in like a mobile home community. So even though we own our home outright, we paid off our mortgage last spring, we do still have to pay rent every single month. And that amount is $527. Then we have water, and we are going to budget $50 for water. Hopefully it doesn't come in more than that. I have not quite yet received that bill, so I'm not sure. Usually it comes in under $50, so we're going to go with that. And then we have our cable, which we're going to budget $65 for. We have high-speed internet and TV for like $65 a month. It's a pretty good deal, I think. It's actually less than what we were paying initially for just high-speed internet, so it was a really great deal. And that's everything for my bills for the week. So I totally skipped over writing in my paycheck date, which we said was October 26th. And this is my husband's paycheck number 4. So yeah, we don't talk about how much the income is. We're just going to skip over that and go ahead and add these totals up. So we have 180 plus 25 plus 100 plus 527 plus 50 plus 65 is $947. That seems like a whole heck of a lot. Usually our totals are right in the neighborhood of $600 or $700, and towards the beginning of the month they're even lower, but because we had those couple of bills from last week that didn't clear, it's driving our total up here. So we're fine. All right, moving on then to cash envelopes. So my cash envelope categories are my husband's spending, my spending. Oh, I can't skip over food. That should have been first, but that's fine. We have my son Austin's allowance, and we have miscellaneous and gas. So these are all of the categories that we pull cash out of the bank for. I put that cash into my cash envelopes and we spend it throughout the week. So for my husband's spending, we're going to do $40. For my spending, we're going to do $40. For food this week, we're going to do $200. I've been doing $200 lately instead of $250. So far, so good. There might be like 1 week a month where I have to do a little bit more so we can stock up on like household things or whatever, but for the most part, I've been doing much better with my food spending these last couple of weeks. Austin's going to get 10. That's his allowance. Austin is my 13-year-old, for those of you who don't know. For miscellaneous, we'll do 20, and for gas, we're going to do 40. So let's add that up. I'm trying to get through this relatively quickly so this video isn't too long. Now that I've been including my cash envelope stuffing and the written budget and everything kind of all together, this video can get a little bit lengthy, so $350 total that we are going to pull out of the bank to stuff into my cash envelopes for the week. Alright, so I totally started writing these in before I hit the record button, so that was a mistake. So for sinking funds this week, we are not doing a ton of money into sinking funds, but there are a few things I need to make sure that I take care of. So we're going to put $50 into my campground electric fund. We just kind of winterized the camper for the year and kind of closed up shop. My husband will still be going to our camper for things like hunting and that sort of thing, but for the most part, camping season is definitely over. So we have an electric bill we need to pay, and then of course we need to pay ourselves back for like the RV antifreeze and stuff that we purchased. So I'm going to put $50 in there to cover all of that. We have just $100 left that we need to add to our campsite fund so that we can make that payment in November. So we're going to add that. And then I'm going to add $63 to our holidays sinking fund. Probably seems like a random number, but that's what I need to bring it up to a nice round number so that we are all set and situated to be able to pay for Thanksgiving next month, which I'm really excited about. So the grand total that we are going to put into our sinking funds then is 50 plus 100 plus 63, $213. And you guys, of course, will see me stuff those envelopes as well as my cash envelopes right here in this same video. So hopefully you're excited about that. Just so you guys know, I'm going to be doing sinking funds differently in November. I had mentioned this in a previous video. Some of you told me don't do it, it's a mistake. I'm going to try it anyway. I'm not going to take your advice. I may kick myself, but what I'm going to do is, rather than filling my cash envelopes, not my cash envelopes, my sinking funds, rather than filling my sinking funds every week when my husband gets paid, I'm going to set aside whatever money we have for sinking funds that week, and then save it up throughout the month, and then just stuff my sinking funds once a month. I think it'll be better that way. I will make sure then that everything is a priority. And when I do it every week and I only have, you know, $200 to put into sinking funds, I tend to, you know, put the money right into the funds that have higher needs, right? Like the campsite fund. We know we have to have $1,400 for the year. So that's always like a major priority over something like spending money, for example, that, you know, we can kind of skip over. And unfortunately, it seems like every single week I'm skipping over that one, or I'm skipping over some of the less pressing sinking funds, and it seems like they're always empty, or they always only have like $5 or $6 in them. So if I'm doing it once a month, I can kind of gather up all of the money and distribute it kind of evenly, make sure that none of my sinking funds are getting neglected. So that's what I'm going to try in November. I don't know if I'm going to set aside a certain amount of money every week from my husband's paycheck, like under this sinking fund section, if I would just write in like sinking funds, $200, and set that money aside, or if I'm just going to kind of skip over the sinking fund section entirely and wait until the end of the month. I don't know. I'm going to play with it. I'm going to see how it goes. The great thing about personal finance is it's personal. What works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. And if I hate it, I can always go back to the regular way again in December. So we're going to try it out for November. We'll see how it goes. All right, extra debt then. I have just $125 left to pay on my husband's cell phone. I already actually filmed my debt update video for October. If you are interested in seeing that, I will link it in a card above if I remember. This phone will be paid off once I make this payment. Super excited about that. So that's kind of it for my budget. Pretty easy peasy simple this week. $9.47 for checking, $3.50 for cash envelopes, $2.13 for sinking funds, and $1.25 for extra debt. And then anything that we have left over after we pay all of those things will get rolled over into the new month. So that's it for that. I'm going to figure out how much cash I need to pull out of the bank with the cash breakdown here, run and get all of the cash that I need. I haven't been showing the cash breakdown in my videos. If you missed that and would like to see that, you can leave me a comment down below, but I've shown this in so many videos and it's kind of tedious to watch, so I'm just going to kind of do this on my own, skip over it here in the video. I can always bring it back in future videos, but I'm going to figure out how much cash I need from the bank. I'm going to go to the bank and get that cash, and then I'll be back to stuff my cash envelopes. Okay, so I went and got all of the cash I needed. As you can see, I did fill in my cash breakdown. I needed $563 in these denominations. So I needed 3 ones, 2 tens, 12 20s, 4 50s, and a $100 bill. So let's just count this up, make sure I have the 563, and make sure I have the proper denominations. So we have 100, 50, 200, 50, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 20, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63. All right, let's go ahead and lay this out then. So we needed 3 ones, 1, 2, 3. No 5s, so we'll skip those. We needed 2 tens, which we have here. 12 20s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. We needed 4 50s. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a $100 bill, which I'll go ahead and put off here to the side. So let me just shift this around a little bit. Okay, so that that is good enough for me. So I'm going to flip here so I can keep track of that. And actually, I'm going to pull my cash breakdown out so that I can reference it for the denominations I need. And we'll go ahead and get started with stuffing my cash envelopes. So I do have my wallet here. It's a Conscious wallet. Unfortunately, I don't think these are available for purchase anymore, or at least I haven't been able to find them. But there's lots of cash envelope wallets available on Amazon if that's what you're interested in. My envelopes themselves come from Life in Envelopes. I'm not sure if Jennifer sells cash envelopes anymore or if it's just stickers at this point, but check out her shop anyway. She's got a lot of really great things in there. I will link it down below. So let's just get started. So for my husband's spending money, he gets $40. We're going to do 2 20s for him. So I don't stick this in one of my envelopes. I'm just going to set this off to the side for him. And then really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and pull Austin's 10 as well and set that off to the side as well. Everything else then will go into my wallet. So we did add 40 to my husband's spending and 10 to Austin's spending. For my spending, we're going to add $40, 2 20s for that. So I'm just going to flip here to my envelope and add 2 20s, 20, 40, and I'm going to add that to the 10 that I already have in there, so I will have a total of $50 for the week. So that takes care of my spending then. For food, we're going to add $200. My food envelope is going to start out with $70, so we'll have a total of $270. So for food, we said we were going to do 2 50s, 50, 100, and 5 20s. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. For a total of 200. This corner's all messed up here. So we'll go ahead and add that to the 70 we already had for a total of $270 for the week. Should be more than enough, as long as we keep our eating out in check. So that takes care of food. For miscellaneous, we're going to add 20, and I believe our miscellaneous envelope is starting out with just a couple dollars. Yep, we have $6 in there. We're going to add that 20 more for a total of $26 for the week. So that takes care of miscellaneous. And then lastly, we have gas. And for gasoline, we are starting out with 20, 21, 22, and we're going to add 40 more. 20, 40, that's the last of those 20s. So that's going to give us 20, 40, 60, 61, 62 for the week. So that takes care of all of my cash envelopes set and situated. Go ahead and write in that we did indeed add 40 for a total of 350. And all that leaves us with now then is our sinking funds. So I keep my sinking funds in this cute little stack of envelopes that I made for myself. I just punched them and put them on an extra set of Happy Planner discs. And we are going to start out with Camper Electric. So that's actually right here, and we're going to add $50. So my Camper Electric fund right now has 45 in it. I'm going to add 50 more, and then we're pretty much just going to empty this right back out so that we can cover all of those kind of last end of the year or end of the season, I guess, camping things, expenses. There you go. So we are going to deposit 50. That's going to bring us up to 95. 50, 70, 90, 95. So that is all set. I'm gonna go ahead and get this put back in here and mark that we did indeed add $50 to our campground electric. Next we have campsite, and our campsite fund should be right at $1,300. We need a total of $1,400 to pay that bill, which is due next month, so we are going to have this fund fully funded today, which is awesome. So we're gonna deposit $100, and that'll bring it up to $1,400. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that 100, and we'll count it up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 1,000. 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 70, 90, 310, 330, 350, 370, 390, 395, 96, 97, 98, 99, 1,400. Perfection. So this I can then also deposit in the bank and go ahead and make that campsite payment. So excited we were able to meet that goal because we were really behind for a while on that goal, which is another thing I'm trying to avoid happening by stuffing my sinking funds once a month rather than every week, is just so I can make sure that everything is getting what it should be getting. So we added $100 to campsite. The last thing then is holidays, which I have right here. My holidays sinking fund has $87 in it. So I didn't think we were going to be doing anything for Halloween, but at the last minute, Austin got invited to a Halloween party, so he needed a costume, so we did go and buy him a costume. So we took out a little bit for that, and now I want to make sure I add enough in here so that we have enough money for Thanksgiving, because we're not going to stuff my envelopes again until after Thanksgiving. That's the only thing I'm kind of worried about, is the transition period between like ending the way that I've been doing it and then starting something new. Is there's going to be like a whole 30 days where we don't add money to anything. So if something comes up in one of my sinking funds that I need more money for, I will just have to kind of figure it out on the fly and pull it right out of our bank or our paycheck, rather than stuffing it into my cash envelopes. You know what I mean? Since I'm not going to stuff again until the end of November. So we are depositing $63. And I believe that's going to bring us up to $150. Hopefully I did that math right, because you guys know I'm terrible at math. So we have 50, 60, 61, 62, 63. We're going to go ahead and add these denominations in here and make sure that we have $150, which is more than enough for our Thanksgiving dinner. We don't do, we do a larger meal, but it's just my family of 4 and my mother-in-law, so we don't have like a huge guest list or anything like that. So $150 is more than enough. So yeah, let's go ahead and count this up and make sure that's what I have. 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 140, 150. Wait, I did something wrong. Either that or I did my math wrong, which is possible. Is 87 plus 63 150, or is it more than that? So if it's more than that, then no, that is 150, so I counted wrong. All right, 50, 70, 90, 110, 120, 130, 140, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, I'm $1 short somehow. Not really sure how. I must have had not $87 in there when I started. I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and grab $1 out of my wallet here and make it add up. So now that should be 150. I don't know what I did, but it's just $1. I'm not stressing out over $1. So that's holidays, and that is going to wrap up my cash envelope stuffing. We had to end it on a bit of a confusing note, but it is what it is. So that's it for my week 4 budget and my cash envelope stuffing. We are all set and ready for the final week in October now. I think it's going to be a really good week. Hopefully we can wrap everything up with a really positive end to October and move into November with a clean slate. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I post new budgeting and lifestyle content here on my channel every single week. I'd love to have you come back. And I'll see you guys then. Bye, friends!